video, and hopefully you can receive my information. Any question, you're welcome to share with me. If I can answer, then I will do my best to answer your question. Okay. Yeah, welcome to join me. This is a live video, and today I want to talk about what's about the kitchen and feng shui. The kitchen is a very big object for feng shui because very important. It's not only regarding your wealth, also regarding your relationship with your family, and also regarding the health for the lady woman and the housewife. So today I want to talk about the kitchen, probably most concentrated on the stove, because in the kitchen, most important is the stove. Only the stove, we can talk about a lot about the feng shui already. So where is the stove supposed to be located? Where is the stove facing to? What's the surrounding stove? That's all affect to the feng shui. Of course, you probably won't able to do it perfect. No, nothing is perfect. Even though the good feng shui still have a little bit problem. You won't, because there's still, the feng shui is most important. Not only the layout, also very important to do is the people's attitude. The attitude decides how do you behave. How do you behave? So the attitude is very important. But feng shui kind of the layout, good layout, make you have good attitude, good habit, good mentality, good personality. So the good feng shui layout affect you how you gonna do, how you gonna face into, how you gonna meet something, what's gonna happen to you. So the stove in the kitchen, I think that's 90% of the feng shui. We need to talk about this, okay? But anyway, we talk about the kitchen first. The kitchen, most important. Every no matter which part of in your house, they have to keep them nice and clean. And the kitchen must be bright. If the kitchen too dark, kind of affect the feng shui a lot, because like I said, the kitchen is a wealth location. It's a healthy location. If it's dark, meaning too much yin yang not balanced. So kitchen, a lot of Western house, they like to keep dark because they want to like kind of like a romantic or something like that. So but sometimes it's really not fit to Chinese feng shui, because Chinese feng shui has been about 5,000 years already. So it's a kind of you need to learn, because Chinese feng shui, I don't before different experience, different learning skills. So I don't blame people say, oh, what a kitchen is supposed to do. But this is because feng shui is just a regulation. It's a regulation for the natural environment. So if you know the regulation, you won't against it, and you won't get punished, because feng shui, you treat everybody is very fair. It's very fair. Very similar to the feng shui regulation, just like a traffic regulation. The traffic regulation, if you know traffic regulation, you follow it, you won't get fined, you won't get ticket, you won't lose money. But feng shui in nature environment, if you against the mother nature, sooner or later you'll get punished. That's fair to anybody, even though no matter you are president of the United States, or you whatever, you are a rich guy in the world, they treat everybody the same thing. So feng shui is I think that's the only regulation you need most reasonable you need to follow, because the feng shui, if you want to reach like a good career, you want a good reach good job, you want to meet good boss, that all relate to the feng shui. So Okay, we say the kitchen has to keep nice clean, and you need to make sure the trash can where you put it. The trash can you put it wrong place, that cause affect the feng shui, the kitchen feng shui. So kitchen, no, normally the most suggestion is put on front side of the kitchen, front side of the house. Okay, front side of the house. That's because, oh, I'm sorry, the kitchen must set up the, you know the back side of the house, not front side of the house, because when you walk in the door, the living room is supposed to be first, then you meet you meet like a dining room, then you meet the kitchen. The kitchen has to be set up on the back side of the house, not the front, because a lot of kitchen on the front, because a woman work in the house is very hard, very they need to be busy to take care of the house than men. So the kitchen, if they put it on the front, the woman need to take in charge. Then the kind of affect to the man's fortune. So that's the problem. So the kitchens, the best way is set on behind, after the living room, on the backside portion of the house. Okay, of course the kitchen cannot set on in the middle of a house, because in the middle of the house, kitchen, the stove have a lot of fire. The cause fire generally a different temperature. If you put the kitchen in the middle of the house, they kind of like use the house to burn in the middle of the house. The house is just considered like a people's body. People's body, the center is hot. So your hot burning, high brow is kind of like affect the health, affect like a high blood pressure or something like the blood circulation system have caused problem. So maybe some people have some kind of like a heart disease. That's all kitchen cause problem, because the kitchen not only fire, and kitchen have a lot of things messed up. So in the center of the house, for feng shui wise, it should be kept nice and quiet. You never don't want to mess up, because that will affect you a lot. So the kitchen never set up in the middle of a house, never middle. So if you have something, you have kitchen in the middle of the house, you got to do something to change it. Okay, and also if you have, because a lot of kitchen is wide open space. People like the wide open. Wide open is nothing wrong with it, because you view, you see better, the view is better. But kitchen, the smoke, the smell, they mess up your house. A lot of kitchen, connect with the living room, family room, because that will mess up the living room and family, because kitchen is supposed to be the worthy location for the house, and for family. But you have smell messed up the living room, and that's what I mean. Because the living room is related to the career of the man, for the husband. You messed up the living room. What's that mean? We messed up his career, which is you use whole house as a kitchen, because this smell connected everything when you cook. So you got to do, the best way is do separation. You got to do have a divider. Make sure the smell don't come now whole house. If you have those kind of situation, you probably should clean it all the time. You should use fan. You should use like perfume, something like make it everything smell better after you cook. So you never don't want to, because a lot of time people's house, when I go in, they smell like kitchen. The whole house smell like kitchen. So which is not only affect you lady boss, lady woman, housewife, the fortune, also affect the men's furniture. That's very bad. The feng shui for the kitchen if it's wide open and you don't take care of it. So that's kind of affect the fortune for your family. And of course, a lot of people use hood to suck the smoke out of the house. That's most important. But you got to have those. But the hood, if too noisy, also you need to be careful, because if it's too old something, it's messed up. Because the kitchen have to keep clean. Remember, so the hood on the top of the stove, if they suck the smoke out of it, you keep using it, you don't clean it, that also messed up the kitchen. So it also affect your fortune too. Okay. So okay, we say let's talk about the kitchen stove, because like I say, I told you the stove in the kitchen is most important. The most important part is for the kitchen is a stove. When you open the door, when you open the front door, if you can see the stove, what's the stove in Feng Shui mean? In Feng Shui, the stove is money. So when you open the stove, they can see the money, so they can tell how much money you have. In Feng Shui, the stove, it means fire, is high temper. So when you open the door, you can see a stove, which make you high temper. You don't feel good. You feel angry. Maybe that's what it causes. If you always have a bad mood, you feel angry. You should yes, I'm Chinese, but sometimes I talk to English too. I live in the United States, so yeah, I talk to English. But I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of customers, English person, so kind of use English. But I did speak Chinese. Hi, Samuel. Yes, thank you. Okay, so we talk about stove. You never open the stove. You never open the door. You see the stove. Okay, that's very important. That's I see many friends when they open it, because the apartment is kind of small. So when you open it, the front door, you can see the stove. You should use something divided to between the door and the stove. You should have some divided to make sure you don't see the stove. Okay, that not only make you lose money, also your family not gonna peaceful. So that's very important. Okay, so also that in Feng Shui, not only money wise, the health wise too. So when you always feel angry, what do you think your health's gonna be? The health's gonna be, we say you might have cancer later on, because you feel angry, your liver not feel good, and a whole body is not peaceful. So you have some, might affect your health. So also when you open the door, you see fire. That means might cause the fire. The house might cause fire. So it's a lot of bad issues. So you should have something. You should use a plant, house plant, or you can use the front door. You can use the divider to do that. Change that. Yeah, that's very important. So also if you set up, we talk about the stove. The stove facing this way, and if you this way have the door go inside, that also cause argument, because the stove right here, and you have front door. You have the if you have kitchen have a door or entrance. The entrance comes this way, the heat direct to the stove. They very easy to cause argument, and very easy to cause a lot of trouble. a lot of trouble. So also, if the not the entrance, if the store right here and then you go on, you can see the wherever the bedroom over there, the door is over there. Also, because the person live in that room have bad health. So, because the smoke, a smell going to the person's room, we cause problem. We cause health problem. He must, the person live inside. They must feel weak. Uh, like I said, you say, oh, I can keep my door closed. Yes, that's right. But are you 100% kept closed? Don't you need to go out? Don't you need to open the door and in and out? So as long as the open in Feng Shui wise, that already count. They already say it's not gonna work. The most effective way, if you have a stove facing to your door, you should use curtain. Put a curtain over there, because whenever you go in, they automatically drop. Okay, automatically drop. So they will block the smell go, maybe the smoke go inside this room. Of course, the inside this room, they should probably use a fan to do the filter to get rid of the smell, to make it healthy. Another way is that if the stove right here, if you have a bathroom door right here, if you open the bathroom, you can see the stove. Now, also that's very bad too, because bathroom is smell, affect your stove. So kind of like affect your money, affect cause argument, and you talk very not nicely. So so that's kind of affect the house money. So that's the worst part for the Feng Shui. So never put restroom close to your kitchen, never close to stove, even the dining table. So or never ever put if you have a bathroom door, you can use divider between, just don't let the smell come out, or use curtain. Okay. The even worse part is that when you open the front door, you can see the stove. That's even worse. That's the even worse part. Also, the stove never facing a long aisle. Long aisle. The stove facing the long aisle, which is T street, so the air flow too strong. Too strong, they will cause problem. So never ever facing the long aisle, and also never have a sharp corner. Sharp corner, the facing to the stove, because sharp corner the affect to the stove airflow, so cause the stove affect the house too. Okay, so that's need to be careful. Okay, another one is the stove never ever put in middle of the kitchen, because a lot of modern design, they like to put either sink in the middle, have island, and the stove have island on the island. Because if you put stove on the island is supposed to have support, supposed to against the wall. But you put a stove in the middle of an island, no support. Who is the support? The family support is the husband, which is the husband probably hardly come back to your to house to eat, or husband not support you. So it's really bad. So maybe the family doesn't have a husband, something like that. So that's the worst part. But so that will cause no support. So your money no support, your husband don't support, your kids not support. Also, that's one thing. if you put stove on the island. If you didn't put a stove on the island, but the behind the stove is a window, what's that mean? Also the same thing, because stove have no support, So we are caused the same problem, even though you are not put on the island, but the stove behind the stove is a window. The window still cause the same problem. Okay, so very important. So the stove behind the stove never ever have a window, never ever have a walkway or aisle, never have sharp corner, and also very important, the stove never put it on the balcony. The balcony also no support, so that's another. Balcony, if the stove upon the balcony have a lot of bad issue also. Stove, we say the never ever have a big bin, B-E-A-N, the bin on the top, because the bin, if on the top of a stove, they cause problem because the stove, the heat, the high pressure, air pressure on the stove will cause problem, because the problem is make the family, whole house not safe, not health, also have facing a lot of financial difficulty. So facing a lot of financial difficulty. So also we cause whole family very nervous. Also, if you being on the top of the stove, they cause like the shoulder will hurt. You feel always soft, and also the head, you will like a headache. You will have headache. Also, you have like a high blood pressure. You will have a high blood pressure. So that's that. If you see the structure, over there, you need to be careful. Okay. So also, if the stove, if the stove is not stable, some stove, move here, move there. If you move the stove always, that will cause the kids, not safe, because it's not peaceful. They don't like to stay at the house. They don't like to talk to family. Also, they easy to get fever, catch cold, something like that. So it causes a lot of problem. So stove should be on the place, not move all the time. So okay. Also, a lot of kitchen on the top have a sky window. Also, sky window is been disease. That will cause disease, because the kitchen has supposed to have on the side a window, but not supposed on the top, because sky window cause also have a lot of problem. So next time we talk about sky window. Sky window will cause a lot of window. Not only cannot keep the energy for the house, also change Feng Shui all the time. Make the house inside the house is not stable. Okay, it's not stable. So you need to be careful that. Okay. Also, the stove, of course, if your house, you live in an apartment, never put a stove under the under the stair, because the stair is something like a bin. So on the top of the stove, never have something press the stove. That will cause problem. Okay. So stove, when you build a new stove, never put on top of the wash, this or something underneath have a water pipe, because the water pipe is water will kill the stove. I saw the really modern design. People to save the time to get water to the stove when they cook. They put a faucet. They put a faucet. They can turn. They put water in the stove. That's really bad, because the water, it cannot be too close to the stove. When you cook, you get water from the sink. people just have the sink right on the top of the stove. That's really bad design. Okay, that's really design. You need to know that, because the design is design, but if you know the regulation, that will definitely help you. Okay, okay. So we talk about the stove have a lot of issue already. Okay, so but stove, how do you lay out the stove? The stove should keep a very nice place and no windows surrounded, and no is like accumulate the energy over there, accumulate the chi over there. So also the stove, when they lay out, it's a very bad feng shui if you against your door. What do I mean against the door? Because okay, the stove, when you walk in the house, you can see the stove already on the side, not right on it. You can see the stove on the side. That's perfect location. But if you walk in the door and you need to turn around, then your stove, that's against the that's against okay, that's against the direction of the door. That's bad. That will cause argument, even worse is the lawsuit. Okay, so when you walk in the door, you can use the stove right here, and right here, and no problem. But if you need to turn around to use the stove, that's the problem. That's against the door location direction. So that will cause a lot of argument too. Okay, so let's see what else. Okay. Any question, my friend? Yes. If you have any question, yeah, you can you let me know. Yeah, thank you, join me. And okay, so today I'm talking about the kitchen feng shui and the stove feng shui. The stove mostly likely is very important. And okay, after we talk about the stove, we say the kitchen location. If the kitchen location in the house is good, then definitely help the family a lot. So the kitchen, when you walk in the door, which side you should have a kitchen? Which side? So the most suggestions is when you walk in the door, on the right side, because there is dragon side is best. So because a kitchen always move, and kitchen is where location. Kitchen is something. So when you walk in the door on the right side, the back, not right, right side, back side of the house, the back side of the house. That's the most important. Also, we talk about the kitchen and the refrigerator and dining table. A refrigerator and dining table, sometimes the refrigerator inside the kitchen is also, it's like a fact to the you also, if you are face to the stove, it's very bad, because from refrigerator is the water, so water facing the stove also cause lose money, also lose arguments. So the refrigerator facing the stove directly also cause a big problem. So you need to make sure this the refrigerator is not direct to stove. Okay, so okay, any question? Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're talking about the refrigerator facing the stove right now. So, because the refrigerator is water, the water facing the fire cause argument, which the family in the house is not peaceful. Okay, if stove facing to the refrigerator is directly, most likely the kids and family is not cannot get along with. But if you turn around the stove facing to the side of the refrigerator will cause the kids, they don't want to tell you something because they have some bad mood, but they don't want to talk to you. So that okay. So also another point is the stove if facing to the dining table also have a cause problem. If a stove facing to the dining table, most likely your feet, your leg have a problem. You always feel sore because the stove is fire affect the dining table. The dining table also is part of feng shui that you will feel like your leg have problem. Also, if the stove facing the dining table also cause kids not listen. Sometimes they eat it, sometimes they don't eat. So kind of cause parent problem. Okay, so if a stove front, I was talking about the stove, the back that you don't want to behind the window. But what about the stove facing the window? Stove facing the window, that will cause people just not stay house all the time. They would like to go out to eat and they don't stay. So if a stove facing the window, they don't have time to cook, always go outside to eat. Okay, so yeah, that's another simple problem is the stove facing the faucet, stove facing the sink. Okay, that's of course that cause argument. Yeah, that's most most of the kitchen. The problem is the stove facing the faucet. The faucet if not facing direct to each other, if on the side too close, also if like it's like less than 1 feet, that will cause argument problem too. So that way affect the health. Okay, so the kitchen and stove very important. And if I would talk about the stove and the toilet, the toilet and the bathroom cannot face each other because they will help they will hurt the people, the family health. Okay, so any questions so far? Yeah, thank you for your watching. Thank you for joining me. My name is Roger Lam with FD Feng Shui Consultant in Los Angeles. I hope that you can learn something from the video. Any question, you can text me. My phone number is 626-679-4511. If I can help you, I do my best to help you. I do feng shui physically, go to your house and check the feng shui, arrange for you, and also I can do video. You can send me the picture. I can send chat. I can do the feng shui on the online or on the phone. Okay. Thank you for your watching. I wait a little bit. See anybody have a question regarding the kitchen, regarding anything. Regarding anything, if you have any question for your house, if I'm right here, so I can explain to you. Okay, yeah, you are always welcome to join me. This show just kind of just answer people's question for the feng shui issue. If you have facing to any difficulty, because the feng shui is just natural environment. Everything related to you lose job, you have bad health, you catch cold, you cannot get along with boss, you have financial problem, you have a career problem, you have a difficulty for the business. They all in the feng shui. They all tell you on the feng shui. So it's a lot of people say I don't want to say that because of religion and the feng shui. Like I said, on this day I talked about feng shui. I didn't tell you anything. You need to buy any feng shui product. So like I said, I have a couple of videos talking about feng shui. Feng shui is just about your floor plan. The floor plan right, a lot of your feng shui is good, at least 80% already. So uh, also the floor plan, the right, they have to do right, and you also the how do you lay out your couch, how do you lay out your office, how do you lay out the kitchen, that's another 20%. So as long as you do right, you have no problem. Okay, so thank you for watching this show today, and I see you next maybe tomorrow around 10:30, 10 to 10:30. Okay, thank you for watching. I see you next time tomorrow. Bye bye.